So how would you advise somebody who's, not done that? Maybe, done a little bit of whatever they've done, but where you are right now is like that business has developed. I think you said it's 20 million in assets, right? So where does someone just start now? Let's say they got, $500,000 or $1 million to play around with. How would they get going in that world?
I would start with something small, like you can always start in real estate with house hacking even. House hacking is a common strategy where you basically buy a property that's multi-unit and you move into one, and be like the on-site landlord. If you don't want to do that, you don't want to share walls, completely fine. Buy a duplex, rent that one out. Like I did. For me, it was very successful. So you run like a mini business and treat that duplex, that 2 unit, like a 200-unit apartment complex. Like run the financials that way, run the bookkeeping that way. It's not going to take that much work. It's somewhat passive once it's stabilized. But running as a business, like have the cadence in place of like, hey, every week I do bookkeeping reviews, like just 10, 15 minutes. Just go and get into the habits of updating or uploading all the receipts right away. If you have any expenses, run it as a business. Because if you come in that habit at a 2 unit, if you run a 2 unit that way, the 200 units actually becoming easier. And the reason for that is, it sounds kind of paradox, but the reason for that is at that point you have people on staff and you can teach them how to do it. And they buy back your time. And it's actually with a
Yes.
200 unit, you have a lot of income coming in where you can pay people. But
Yes.
in my opinion, and everybody does a little bit differently, but in my opinion, I always like to do things myself first so I can train somebody how to do it and delegate it effectively because I know what to expect from that person. Even when I was in my corporate job, when we got new equipment like lasers, like a brand new 5-axis laser, I ran it for half a day. Just I want to see how it works. So if
Yes.
I can tell my managers how it's supposed to run, and they know what can be expected from their operators, etc. If somebody says, "Oh, we cannot put 800 parts per day a day," I'm like, "BS! I did it yesterday. I'm an office guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like one of those things. Same thing. Like if I do property management myself on a duplex, I know what to expect on the property, like on the 200-unit perspective, because it's basically the same thing, just on a much larger scale, and I can manage the property managers because I do the same thing on a small scale. Because the question is going to be the same. You have 2 toilets in a duplex, you have 200 toilets in a apartment complex.
Yes.
The toilets are the same.
Yes. Yes.
It's quite ironic. So actually, deals become easier as you get bigger because you have the bandwidth and the capacity, the monetary capacity to hire people. But you have to be able to manage them. And if you have absolutely no idea what you're doing, it's important also to hire the right people, with the experience, because at some point you should be the visionary, the architect of your business, and hire
Yes.
the experts that are even better than you in that job. But in order
Mm.
to effectively manage those people, you have to have some idea of what they're actually doing all day, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So that's how I
Totally.
approach it.
Very great.